wanted me one of those members-only jackets. Probably not going to know that, but members-only had a little tag on it that actually said members-only on it. Not the Sears version that said, we all belong. Because we didn't belong, that was the point. Do they still... I asked somebody the other day in one of my shows, I said, they still got members only. I think I seen it. She said, yeah, honey, they do over at the Goodwill. I said, all right, I'm going to go get me one. I remember I wanted me a Corvette with leopard print seat covers and a coconut air freshener. But did I get it? No. I got my Uncle Nestor's hand-me-down Dodge Dart. Smelled like feet. The bumper was hanging off. It was held on by duct tape. It had a sticker on it that said, start a movement, eat a prune. Yeah, you try to be cool.
But nowadays, this is what really gets me. Do y'all know when kids get in trouble nowadays, they get time out? Like the no-no chair. Isn't that special? Now, I'm not going to speak for y'all. I'll just speak for myself in the neighborhood where I grew up, and we got in trouble. We got spanked. Amen. Hard. In the front yard. By somebody else's mom.
One day, y'all, I'm going to be famous. And one day, I'll get them fancy digs, and I won't have to stay in them Motel 6s after the blood splatter's been washed off the walls. I once stayed in a room, still had the yellow tape body outline on the floor. I paid the maid $5 to take a picture of me laying in it. I sent it home to my mama with a note saying, won't be home for Christmas. She didn't think it was very funny.
So why are so many people miserable? Burned out, stressed, wearing all these hats, feeling like none of them fit. Trying to do it all, and some of us feeling like we still don't measure up. Whatever happened to that fairy tale we were promised as children? Now, I don't have anything against fairy tales, y'all, or Charming Princess, or The Pursuit of Happiness. I have a problem teaching our children that life entitles them to a happily ever after. Because simply put, it doesn't exist. I don't care who you are or what you've got. At some point, every one of us is going to come to that page in that fairy tale and find it's been ripped out. Where the scenery's changed, the ending's been rewritten to where it looks nothing like we had originally planned.
Hey, there's a genius. I'm married to a genius. He lays awake at night pondering the mysteries of the universe. I lay awake at night wondering, now what happens to their tattoos when big people lose weight? We're at that point of happily ever after. They never tell you about it in those fairy tales. That next chapter. Where the honeymoon's ended, real life is set in, and suddenly you got a good idea what forever's going to feel like. Where the charming prince has got him a spare tire. The princess has developed anger issues. And your dreams of rocking on the front porch into the twilight of your life turns into unpaid bills, dirty laundry, and dreams of killing them in his sleep. Where an all-night hanky-panky turns into, come on, babe, we got 5 minutes for a long Where you go from where to don't worry, it ain't gonna get risky. Where you go from wearing the fancy, what is it, they call it lingerie or whatnot, and say, baby, come rub some lotion on my shoulders too. Come here, babe, you gotta look what's growing in between my toes. I think it's effective.
Remember Aunt Betsy. And that year that she got all caught up in the preachings of this highfalutin head doctor. You see, he'd come traveling through town giving this lecture on conquering your fears. Well, Aunt Betsy decided it was high time she did some fair conquering of her own. Starting with her fear of wearing a bikini. Apparently, Miss Betsy was afraid of putting on one of them two-piece bathing suits in public. And the way we saw it, that woman had every reason to be afraid. She didn't walk hunched over either. That woman marched. She marched with her head held high. She marched right past Ray Jean's diner in that big bay window where all them forks sat frozen in midair. She marched right past the local high school where her son Donald, third row trumpet, was having band practice. And we don't need to talk about how his day was turning out. You see, she was on a mission. And the way she saw it, y'all, she was paving the way for all women to come after her. And her vision was grand, but I ain't so sure she accomplished her goal. Because in all the chaos and the activity of the day, well, Aunt Betsy never realized the full implications in purchasing something known to most folks as one of them thong bikinis. She thought thong just meant it's made somewhere in China or something.
I just believe it's my calling to be there in those moments for people, like I said, when the dream doesn't go the way they thought it would. And to help them get back up. You know, you see, I think life is like a Rocky movie. Go to any one of the Rocky movies. Go to the scene where it's all come down to this one big fight. And Rocky, bless his heart, he's been pummeled and his face is sweaty and swollen. He's like, yo, Adrian. And that manager's beating on the stage or whatever it's called. And you're looking at your hero, and he's got one knee up and he's got one knee down and he's hovering. And you're thinking to yourself, he's not going to get back up. And if you're like me, you're yelling at the TV. It doesn't matter if you've seen it 7 times already. You're like, come on, Rocky. You can do it. Look how far you've come, man. Keep your eye on the prize, dust yourself off, and get back up. I take my TV serious. But I think life is like that. Yes, sometimes we're at the top of our game. High five over the tennis court net. Sometimes we are killing it. But there are other times, and more times than not, when we're hovering. And if it's not you, maybe that person beside you. Or that person walking into the door of your gym who's hovering. Who's got one knee up and one knee down, and they're thinking, how many times do I have to be hit before I just can't get back up?